Today has been about building community around best practices when it comes to artificial intelligence in schools. What's really important to us at Good Future Foundation is that every school has the opportunity to engage in this conversation. And today has been about building community, relationships, and exploring ideas with schools that might not otherwise have access to resources to explore this on their own.
I'm here because I'm interested in how advancement in AI can really support learning for pupils and for staff.
Well, we actually got emailed about the Felsted Day because our cohort and schools are near Felsted, luckily, and I know that they were reaching out to secondary schools and other schools in the area. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to, one, network with local schools, but also find out about AI.
I'm here today because we had the opportunity to bring colleagues from across the region together to think about artificial intelligence and what that might mean for our schools. And I think it's been a brilliant opportunity just to hear how different schools are getting on with both an opportunity and a problem that we are all grappling with.
Today we have had Laura Knight with us, we've had Thomas Sparrow and myself. We've been speaking about different subjects ranging from disinformation and misinformation with Thomas to AI and education and the journey so far with Laura Knight. We've also been speaking about safeguarding and child protection through the lens of artificial intelligence.
My name is Laura Knight. I am a consultant in digital education, innovation and AI. I work with schools, edtech companies, publishers, all sorts of folks actually, governments, when it comes to using technology well in education. And one of my roles is working with the Good Future Foundation. I'm on the Advisory Council, and today we have been leading a really interesting day of professional development at Felsted, designed to support colleagues in schools in the local area, both in the maintained and independent sectors, looking at artificial intelligence in education.
My name's Thomas Sparrow. I work as a correspondent in Germany specifically, and I am also a fact checker, which essentially means that I verify information to determine whether it is false or true. And I divide my time between going to schools and talking to students about this information, about how they can be better at tackling disinformation, and on the other hand, my work as a correspondent and fact checker.
We've been thinking a lot about the overview, if you like, the overarching principles around using generative AI in education and some of the things to reflect on from a leadership perspective, I suppose, and a strategic perspective. We talked about policy, that kind of thing. We thought quite a lot about the teaching and learning aspects, the time-saving aspects and the safeguarding aspects. And then finally, at the end of today, we spent some time thinking around disinformation, media literacy and building trust for young people in their social media landscapes.
I held a short presentation here today in Felsted about AI-generated or AI-enabled disinformation and why there is specifically a need for these topics to be really incorporated into the school curriculum. And not only in the school curriculum, maybe for schools that can allow it, that have got the resources to do it, but also for schools that do not necessarily have the resources.
Today's been really wonderful. It's been a great opportunity to make connections with schools that might not otherwise be able to attend an event of this kind. It's been wonderful working with Laura and with Thomas and really broadening the palette of the issues and topics we might be able to address as far as artificial intelligence is concerned.
It's been brilliant. I've really had an opportunity to reflect quite deeply on some of the questions I've been ruminating around AI and around how education is progressing in the UK and globally.
I think it's been really interesting to hear where different schools are at and how different schools are embracing both the challenges and the opportunities that AI has to offer. There's been some superb practical suggestions and takeaways for us to sort of think about going forward. And of course it's probably the foundation of a regional network that we can now build on.
We've had some really good tools. Considering that I'm digital lead, I hear a lot about tools, but there's some really innovative tools that have been mentioned today. But also I've made loads of notes on guidance. So that's really important for me to take back and give to our safeguarding lead.
There's been wonderful engagement from colleagues who've had some really fascinating reflections actually, lots of great anecdotes, some superb questions, and it's been a really lovely, relaxed vibe.
Yes, I really enjoyed myself. I also, by the way, learned a lot. It was not only about me talking here about disinformation, about the work that I do. It was also about learning from other people who took part today here, also from some of the teachers that participated. There was a lot of time to discuss, to interact, to exchange ideas, to have critical discussions.
What we would love to be able to do is to work more with schools in providing knowledge, information and insights. Everything we do at Good Future Foundation is free, so I would highly encourage any school that has an interest in collaborating or working with us to get in touch. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to join you in this adventure in understanding how best practice might be utilised as far as AI is concerned. We're truly grateful to everyone at Felsted School for allowing us to host this event here. Things like this wouldn't be possible if we didn't have partners in place who could make it so. So thank you so much, Felsted.